Morning, guys. I got the heater on. Little girl's out here with me. It's 57 degrees outside, and I've got 69 in here. It's kicking on and off, but kind of keep it warm in her. She gets a little pissed off if it gets too cold, which I don't blame her. Ain't that right? You watching TV? Are you watching TV and wiggling? Are you wiggling a lot? Are you wiggling? You are. There, it kicked off. So what I'm doing today is went ahead and pushed this out back, took a putty knife and cleaned all the extra junk that was in there out, and scraped it and got it all cleaned up, and then cleaned it all out real good with wax and grease remover, wiped it out with the rag, and then I went ahead and sprayed some etch primer up in there so that the glue will have something to grab a hold of that's, you know, relatively good. So, and I'm gonna just do the spots like I said yesterday, and I got this stuff out here. This is the stuff I'm going to use, dampening material, 04274 by 3M, and so that ought to be plenty. What else? Oh, bought some parts off a guy that I work with for the Blazer here. I got picked up some used valve covers, and this is a brand new intake manifold, a little spacer to go with it, and then, you know, just some little goodies. Picked up some grade A bolts to go in the manifold, so hopefully that'll work out, look pretty good. May give it a little bit more oomph, I don't know, but alright guys, that was really easy. I just cleaned that up like I told you before. Squeeze that up in there, just nice. I don't know, it's not overly consistent sizes, but I just squeezed it up in there and made sure that it stuck to the top and then ran down onto this brace. Same thing with these. You can see I just squeezed it up in there real good. Squeezed it up in there good, and then I took a putty knife and smashed it up in there smooth, because there was stuff hanging down, so kind of cleaned that up a little bit. You can see there, it's kind of squished it in there real good. You can see it's stuck good to the top, and come down and hit the bottoms pretty good. So yeah, super easy. And the working time, they give you plenty of time. I forgot what the working time is, but it's pretty long. It's not like the foam that I blew up inside of the that stuff flipped me out. Oh, here it is. If you can see that, it says 20 minutes on the working time. Or let me look at it again. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. The dwell time is 20 minutes, the work time is an hour, and then the cure time is 24 hours. So I got 24 hours before that sits up good. So I won't be doing any blocking on the hood or on the roof, which I really hadn't planned on doing today anyway. But gotta let that sit up. I'll leave it alone, and I'll probably work on something else. But I used pretty much this whole tube, which that's just one full tube, but I got it on both sides, front and back, each side all the way across, so should be plenty good. And the stuff says specifically it's made for this exact thing, which is fantastic. A lot of times you get stuff and it doesn't say specifically, and right here you can see it says between roof skins and roof bows, door skins and intrusion beams and other areas. So I probably could have used this same stuff in between the panels that I have underneath here. Remember that I had swelled up the foam or whatever it was. This is called anti-flutter stuff. So it's to keep that, I guess, from high speeds, your roof from doing the whole thing like that. So anyway, got that done, and haven't really thought about what I'm gonna do next. I may go ahead and start looking at fitting this little panel here up. I probably will. Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and pull that out and play with it for a minute. So I'll bring you back when I get to figuring on that. See ya. Hey guys. So you're probably thinking, he's got a mustache. What's the deal with the mustache? Well, it's No Shave November, and all the firefighters always don't shave, basically, in awareness for like prostate cancer and stuff like that. So pretty much my whole crew, pretty much the whole department for the most part, is participating. So my wife hates it. She can't wait for me to shave it off. So, but it's only a month, so it's for a good cause. So that's what that is. Also, while I got you here, I was getting ready to have my I think it was like maybe 8 more subscribers I needed or something like that. I was gonna have my 400 subscriber giveaway. I was gonna try to figure out a cool tool or something to give away. But I looked on my deal today and it said I have 353 subscribers. So I'm not sure how I lost that many subscribers, but it seems like that somebody was saying that their YouTube deal was messing up and they lost a whole bunch of subscribers, and so I'm not real sure what's going on with that. But anyway, I thought I was like at 391 or something like that, and I went to check it today and 353. So I don't know what's going on. So anyway, maybe you guys can let me know on that deal. There's the delete plate, and went ahead and loosened all this, took the hood back off, everything. I may change the sun. Alright, now let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. And this was tighter anyway, so that's actually about right where it needs to be. So I'll end up having to make, which is that's good. That's way big there. I'll have to do some stuff there. But yeah, I'll have to use a little bit of rod, probably the small rod, to fill that in. And then as it gets down to the bottom, it's a little tighter, but yeah, I'll have to put some rod in there for sure. But once I get this all welded in, then I'll go ahead and bolt this fender back on, get everything lined up, lock back down, and see where I'm at. And then from there I'll be able to go ahead and fill my front door gaps like I'm supposed to. But that's a pretty nice piece. It fits really nice. They did a good job. I think the only issue I'm gonna have with it, it's like right up here, it fits real nice and solid. You can see that? It literally touches, so I'll be able to weld in there, then seam seal it. But as you get back to here, it's a bigger gap, and underneath this, there's a little flange that sticks out, and I'm not sure that flange isn't kind of kicking this out a little bit, so I may have to grind that flange down some or cut it off completely. I hate to do that, but that may be what has to happen to make that fit snug like it does right there. Because like I said, there's a gap. You can see that gap right there. I can push it in, but I'm actually bending that plate. So I don't really want to do that. Hey guys, I got it blown back apart. Went ahead and took the fender wheel out and everything because I got to put this plate on. So we talked about the issue that I was having with this kicking this out. So what I've decided to do, talking with the owner, I could just grind that off completely, or I could cut it off with a saw. But I think what I'm gonna do instead, just in case someday, for whatever freaking reason, somebody wanted to, I don't know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a split here, split here, split here, and then I'm gonna take a hammer and dolly and tap that flat. Because all I need to do is just get this out of the way. So they can hammer and dolly it back up and weld the little ends if they needed to someday or whatever. He's decided to go with bit vintage air, which I was doing some homework on that. And so even vintage air runs through here, even if you have a delete plate. But they make it something called a fender weld kit, where actually the hoses come up under and behind your fender and actually go through your blower hole here. They actually make a panel with 4 lines that run in, and I guess then they go down through your kick plate deal and go up and feed your air. So that's pretty cool. They've got it all figured out. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, get it mocked up. Probably put this bolt in, tighten it down, and get it all set up, and then run my Sharpie and start doing my grinding my material back to get it set up for welding. And I need to seal the back side of that panel. So that's probably what I'm gonna work on now. So I'll bring you guys back. See ya. All right, guys. So what I did, in case you guys didn't understand what I was talking about, I just cut a slit on the 4 corners here, just enough to give it a little bit of room. And then I hammered and dollied this down. So if they ever wanted to go back with it, all they'd have to do is put their dolly up top and hammer this back out, and then weld these little slits back up. So pretty easy fix if someday somebody in the whatever wanted to go back with the stock look or whatever. But now this gets this out of the way for me to be able to get that on there nice and tight and smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when I get it mocked up there. All right, there it is. When I got my Sharpie, went up around it. You can see the silver. Just trace the outside. So now I'll pull this back off, and I'll try to stay on this side of that line, basically. That way I still have good clean, or I still have primed metal underneath, and I'm not grinding bare metal underneath that. So matter of fact, I may tape that area. I don't know, I could probably stay in there without having to tape that up, but I could ultimately, you could just go around it right here and just leave that on there. As a matter of fact, that might be the best issue, or the best deal for that, because I'm gonna probably need to scuff this. I'm not sure. I need to clean that with some wax and grease remover, because I'm not sure if they put some kind of, I don't know, cosmoline type stuff or whatever on there to keep that from rusting. I know they put it in some kind of special paper, and I've never seen this paper before. But it's a funky protective paper, and it's called Protect Wrap. It says treated with volatile corrosion inhibitors. So I guess you don't want to eat this paper or chew on it or anything like that. Hell, you probably don't want to breathe it, and I'm over here breathing it. So anyway, whatever they put on that to keep it from corroding. So yeah, I just need to grind around that, and I'll probably take a roll-lock disc with 50 grit on a wheel and go around that and get it down to bare metal. Like I said, I got to take that off and go ahead and prime the inside of it though. Let's see what this looks like from the inside. Yeah, that's what that'll look like from the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prime that, and then I'm going to paint it with that flat black paint that I painted this with, which will work out perfect. See how nice that is? That satin sheen really looks nice. And it'll make it look like the factory panels that are inside there. So that'll be nice. Not that you ever see that, because you're more than likely going to have your cardboard and carpet and all that stuff under there. They're covering that, but whatever. We're going to make it look as nice as possible. Every piece I put on it, I think it's going to look pretty cool. And of course, the firewall and all that's going to be painted gloss black. The inner fenders are going to be painted gloss black. So all this will be all glossed out. We've decided to go ahead and paint all in here, all inside your, all this trim on a 67 is exposed, and so it'll be all gloss black. The dash and all that will be gloss. So anyway, should look pretty good, and hopefully we can seam that into where it's almost, hell, just looking at it right there looks pretty undetectable. So looks pretty factory. So the way they bend it around, it follows the contour of your firewall, so it's pretty awesome. Alright guys, I'm gonna get on with grinding, so I'm sure you guys want to watch me do that, so I'll bring you back here in a little bit. Alright guys, here's what we got. There's a delete plate. Went ahead and primed it, and it's still not dry, so it looks a little hazy or stripy or whatever, but which doesn't make two shits really. But I left the edge here bare metal, and what I'll do is I'll come back in with the weld through here, and I'll spray around that edge, okay? And that's because I'm going to be welding to that edge, so I want that protected from the back side if this stuff does what it's supposed to do, which, like I said, I don't know that I'm the largest fan, but if you run this paint all the way up to that edge, when you weld this, it'll start burning and it'll catch on fire. So you don't want that either. So you need to leave a little bit of an area that you can weld to and not have to worry about the paint burning. Now this stuff here I don't think will catch on fire, obviously. It's made for that. So but so yeah, I'll let that dry for a couple days. I got to go to the fire station tomorrow. When I come back, I'll just shoot around that edge, and then we'll get her welded on. I went ahead and ground this area here back just enough to put my weld in, because I don't want a whole lot of that in bare metal just yet until I'm ready to come back and epoxy the whole thing. So, but yeah, you can see here, and there's a little bare metal spot, and I went ahead and just hit it with some edge primer just to keep it from rusting. But anyway, you can see pretty much the outline of that where I'll be welding. So like I said, I only come back just a little bit, just enough to get me to where I can just tack some beads in there, and so that'll be quite a bit of welding. It's probably going to take me who knows how many hours to weld that, stitch that all in. But then I was telling the owner what I'll do is the same thing that Wendell did over at his channel, which is Cedel. Anyway, he did the same delete plate on a 68. He came in, he did that, he ground his welds down, then he went over that with fiberglass, smoothed that down, and then so I think from there you're pretty much waterproof. Of course, once I do all the welding and everything, get that, then I'll put epoxy over that, which epoxy is waterproof, so that's going to waterproof it, and then go ahead and put my short strand fiberglass over top that, and then sand it down and get it nice and pretty. So that's basically what will happen. So there you go. That's pretty much going to be it for today. I'm going to go eat dinner. I feel like I got quite a bit done, and so yeah, car's blown back apart, but just bolts on, bolts off. So not like those new ones where you got all those little clips and everything. It's got to pop in and pop out, and pain in the ass. So there you go. Got that done. That should be setting up good. You probably can't see it, it's too dark, but all right guys, that's it. I'm gonna shut everything down, and like I said, it looks a little stripy, but it's still drying. So it'll look probably just like this one when it's finished cured out. So that turned out pretty sharp. Anyway, that's it. My shop's a mess again. I mean, literally. There's stuff everywhere. Got the hood over there. This table's a mess again. That table over there is a mess again. Now I've got all these fenders and stuff everywhere. It's funny. Clean it up, and a couple days later, it's back to the same. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna take this in, upload it, and you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.